We live in an era where we're very obsessed with the self, where on social media we're talking about our lives, maybe we're vlogging, where companies are marketing their products through individuals, through influencers, where, you know, the selfie is very much a part of our everyday. We're seeing people, photos of people every day. There's such emphasis on the self, and I think it's no wonder that what comes with that is a lot of self-scrutiny, a lot of self-loathing. When you spend so much time thinking about yourself as an individual, I just think you are going to become insecure. Detaching from yourself a little bit could work in your favour, could make you feel more confident in yourself. I personally really believe in community and valuing yourself based on your connections. You are so much more than yourself. You're a part of something, you're a part of nature. I just can't help but think the world that we live in just lends itself to insecurity and to knowing yourself too much, being too self-obsessed. Capitalism breeds this like obsession with the self and being in competition with each other. These days, I just really want to show up as my true self, not as my most attractive self. I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm not a product. You know, if I'm turning up to a meetup, I don't want to look the most attractive. I want to be the most authentic version of myself because I will attract the right people. Hello beautiful people, I'm Alessia Sothebyberry. It's so nice to meet those of you that have never watched my videos before, and for those of you that are returning and coming back to me, thank you so much for supporting this channel and just being there in the comment sections all the time. I really value our community. Today we're going to be talking about disliking our bodies. We're going to be talking about, or rather I'm going to be talking about how to grow out of hating your body. Obviously, this isn't going to work for everybody because everyone has their own relationship with their body. Everyone has had different upbringings. Everybody's heard different things about their bodies. Everybody's in different bodies. So please take everything I say with a pinch of salt. But I have come from a place of very much disliking my body and feeling very insecure in it, to feeling comfortable in it, not wanting to change it and not thinking about it really in terms of, oh, am I attractive enough? Oh, do I need to lose weight? That is something of the past for me now, but that used to be my life back in the day. So if you want some advice or to hear about how I moved from this to this, then keep watching. And at the end of this video, or the last few minutes, I'm going to run through some like quick fire advice. So yeah, definitely stick till the end as well. I like to look after my body. I like to eat well. I like to move in my body. I like to go to classes and be around other human beings moving my body. I like to keep clean. I like to have baths. That's how I tend to my body. But other than that, I don't really spend much time thinking about my body these days. I'm very much focused on looking after my body so I'm able to feel good mentally. It's more about my mental state than it is about how I look physically. But back in the day when I was younger, it was very much about looking attractive to others. It helps that I'm in a different phase of my life now. I'm not partying all the time. In fact, I rarely go out drinking. I'm not trying to be attractive for men. I dress myself according to what makes me happy, according to what colours I'm gravitating towards, according to what's comfortable, what's going to keep me warm. I was constantly cold when I was at university and college, when I was in my era of, oh, I need to look attractive, I need to make sure that I'm wearing something that flatters my figure. And I've come out of that phase because, well, I've got older, I've moved on. I'm in the working world. I'm not in the education system. I'm not at university living in halls, meeting up with people, trying to feel less lonely. These days, my life just feels much more grounded and well-rounded. Yes, there are stuff that I can improve on, for sure. It's not perfect, but you know, I have beautiful friendships. I have women that I trust that genuinely want the best for me. I have people that I can have intellectual conversations with. I feel intelligent enough to speak up, to join into those conversations. I feel really connected to nature, really grateful for nature. I have a YouTube channel and passions that I put so much time and energy into, and I create things that I'm really, really proud of. I am in therapy, I'm regularly working on myself. So what I'm trying to get at here is I get to value myself beyond my body, and that is so incredibly healing. In the past, my life was nowhere near as rich as it is now, and I'm not talking about money. So I'm really proud of myself, and I'm too proud of myself to hate on my body. That feels like a waste of time. It feels so small in the grand scheme of things, of everything I'm grateful for right now. Thinking about how I look physically, it just doesn't feel right to obsess over that anymore. I would say the era when I was most obsessed with how I looked, and therefore most unhappy with how I looked, was when I was at college and when I was at university. And it's funny because I will say that I was insecure then, but I was also confident too. Like, I knew that a lot of people would compliment me for how I looked. I knew a lot of people categorized me as a good-looking person. I knew that, but I almost felt like they didn't really know that secretly I actually was ugly, and I was just, because I was putting all this effort into looking good, they got the illusion that I was pretty. But deep down I felt like, oh, I'm conning them. One day they're going to realise that actually I'm ugly. So it's a bit of a complicated relationship, but yeah, university and college was when I really dedicated my life to looking good, to maintaining a certain weight. I wasn't obsessed with numbers per se, but I just wanted to be as slim as possible. I'm sorry if this is triggering to anybody, by the way. I think I'll put a trigger warning at the start. But yeah, I would frequently at that time in my life have those kind of like meltdowns in front of the mirror, being like, oh my God, what am I gonna wear? I've tried on all these outfits. I'd frequently want to like throw out all my clothes and get a whole new wardrobe. I would frequently be trying these diets to lose weight. How I looked was everything to me. I spent so much time thinking about my physical self and so little time trying to actually discover who I really am and was. So little time, pondering what I want from life, from relationships, from friendships, from education. I didn't even really know what to do in my spare time. There was a point where I was just waiting for the next party. I got my highs when I was out socializing with guys, trying to appeal to the male gaze. I believe that I felt so much pressure to look pretty because I didn't really know where else I added value. I didn't really know what else I was good at. I just wanted people to like me. I wanted people to want to be close friends with me. I wanted to keep people around, and I didn't want to feel like the weird outsider. Something that I really did struggle with at school in my like early years as an undiagnosed neurodivergent person. You really do want to be liked, and if you can use your looks to keep people around, you will cling on to it. So I have a lot of empathy for myself, but you do not want to rely on your looks to keep people around. You'll be keeping the wrong people around if they're staying because you look good. For me personally, it felt easier to focus on looking good than on actually feeling good. Looking good just felt more achievable than feeling good. That just felt like a foreign concept. What, I'm gonna feel confident in myself? No. Gonna have people that genuinely get me, friendships in which I feel safe in? Nah. I'm gonna feel confident in school? No. These things just felt so out of reach. So I did cling on to looking good. And you know what? If you feel so out of control, and if your life doesn't feel like it's going the way you want it to, if you don't feel good around people, you are going to cling on to anything that's going to allow you to be accepted, especially when you're young, especially when you're in environments like university and school, when you're forced to be around people all the time, the same people. So I really encourage you to just be empathetic and gentle with yourself, because this is a really difficult thing. I wasted so much time and energy wanting to perfect my body. I spent so much time, wanting to make my legs slimmer and make my nose more cute and button, and I didn't want people to see me from my side profile. I just channeled so much energy into that and attracted people that just didn't really value me, and I'm never going to get that time back. I do consider that a waste of time. You know, the times that I spent looking in the mirror, berating myself, or going on these diets and feeling really faint and not having the energy to do university work. I've learned stuff from that, and I've learned how to treat my body and how not to treat my body off the back of that experience. But I can't help but view it as a waste of time, because I was in a perfectly healthy, functioning body, but I was treating myself and my body like it was wrong. Like it was inherently wrong and needed changing. And I think, generally speaking, women do that because the media has such opinions on our bodies. No woman is safe. Every woman is criticized in the media. You're too this, you're too that. Where are your boobs? Your boobs are too big. And the beauty ideals are constantly shifting, so they're always kind of impossible to meet. So women are set up to fail. Women are set up to hate their bodies. You must know this. If you don't, please research patriarchy and feminism and beauty ideals and learn about the society that we live in. Insecure women help capitalism and patriarchy thrive. That's what capitalism and patriarchy is built on. Women being quiet and small and insecure, and so obsessed with how they look that they don't have an opinion on the world, that they don't hold men accountable, that they argue with other women and see them as competition rather than coming together. Women are stronger when they come together as a collective. That is something that I preach about a lot on this channel. So the body positivity era was, generally speaking, a really beautiful, great thing, because it was encouraging us to embrace people's bodies, no matter what shape or size they were, and I'm all for that. However, I think there was a real focus on self-love during that era, on loving your body, loving every single bit of it, wanting to just give yourself a hug because you love yourself so much. I'm out of breath. I think it sounds great on paper, but actually maintaining that self-love day to day when you're navigating life, it's pretty impossible. There are going to be days where you don't love yourself. As humans, we're guaranteed that we're going to experience lows and highs, sadness and anger. That is just the human experience. We're destined to feel an array of emotions. So when we're feeling sad, I don't want us to feel worse because we're feeling, I should just be happy and loving myself. Self-love. I don't know if I've explained that very well. But for me personally, spending time trying to like or even love myself, it just didn't work. It didn't make me happier. Focusing on self-love and like loving my body didn't make me love my body. You know, doing self-love affirmations just made me think more about my body. There were times when I really appreciated that positive self-talk, but generally speaking, I think I've really benefited from detaching from my physical self. And what I mean by that is pouring my time into other things rather than, right, let's work on self-love, on loving every inch of my body. I think we live in an era where we're very obsessed with the self, where, you know, on social media, we're talking about our lives, maybe we're vlogging, where companies are marketing their products through individuals, through influencers, where, you know, the selfie is very much a part of our everyday. We're seeing people, photos of people every day. There's such emphasis on the self, and I think it's no wonder that what comes with that is a lot of self-scrutiny, a lot of self-loathing. When you spend so much time thinking about yourself as an individual, I just think you are going to become insecure. So what I'm trying to explain, and hopefully I'm explaining it clearly, but I might just be confusing you, is detaching from yourself a little bit could work in your favour, could make you feel more confident in yourself. I personally really believe in community and valuing yourself based on your connections, on your impact that you have on the world, on your activism, on your passions, your art. You are so much more than yourself. You're a part of something, you're a part of nature. I just can't help but think the world that we live in just lends itself to insecurity, and to knowing yourself too much, being too self-obsessed. I'm not blaming you as the individual at all. I'm blaming culture, society, patriarchy, capitalism. Capitalism breeds this like obsession with the self, and being in competition with each other. These days, I just really want to show up as my true self, not as my most attractive self. I'm not trying to sell myself. I'm not a product. You know, if I'm turning up to a meetup, I don't want to look the most attractive. I want to be the most authentic version of myself because I will attract the right people. But I think back in the day, because I spent so much time on my appearance and how I looked and how I presented myself, I would show up to like meetups with people and have nothing to say. Detaching from ourselves and just being present and learning from others and observing nature, I just think is the best antidote to body image insecurities. Of course, things like self-love affirmations and meditations and looking at your body with kindness can be really helpful and really healing. I'm not trying to shun them at all. I love affirmations. And I think a little bit of thinking about yourself as an individual is really important. And I'm a big advocate of therapy. But I also believe what's helped me the most is not pouring so much time into objectifying myself. That's what's really allowed me to heal my relationship with my body and my appearance. It's stopping observing myself so much. I used to spend an unhealthy amount of time looking at myself from other people's perspectives. I know that's impossible. We can't do that because we're not ever in anyone else's heads. We're in our own heads, experiencing our own thoughts. But I used to, almost watch down on myself. And I know that this is something that I want to say, might be too generalizing, but I want to say all women experience. We have been brought up seeing other women being objectified, seeing films from the male perspective, where they're watching a woman walk up the stairs and staring at their bum. So we end up doing that to ourselves, sometimes in our own homes when there's no one around. When we're so focused on how we look, it's so easy in social situations to be there physically, but to not actually be there mentally, to not be connected to the people, listening, getting involved in the conversation. This is something that I definitely did, and it led to me attracting friendships that were just very shallow and surface level, and romantic situations in which I was left feeling quite objectified and just not close, not understood. If you pour so much time into your appearance and you show up very invested in looking attractive rather than invested in connecting, you are going to invite people into your life who have a very similar mindset, obsession with how things look. I'm gonna guess and presume that you actually want to attract people that like you for you, that are gonna be there when you're crying, when you're having a laugh in your pajamas with no makeup on. You want people that are gonna love you no matter how you look. And you're only going to attract those people if you allow yourself to move past, oh, this is what I look like physically. This is something I almost want to say to my younger self. The more you focus on how you look when you're around people, the less you're going to attract people that like the real you. The more you're going to need to maintain this beautiful persona. You're going to attract people that want you to be the beautiful person that doesn't really say much or have much of an identity. And you will lose those people if you start to have an opinion. My advice is to stop trying so hard to love your body, because there will be days when you simply don't. And that's normal. I have days where I'm not, in love with my body, or I don't like my body even. I don't think I ever have days where I'm like loving my body. There'll be days when I'm in awe of my body, when I've done a workout class and I'm just feeling so euphoric in it. But yeah, I don't want to love my body and be obsessed with my body and think it's just this great, sexy thing. I just want to continue finding worth outside of my appearance. I think when you focus on loving your body, you're still centering your thoughts on your body. And when you're spending so much time ruminating there, a negative thought is just going to crop up. Or you are just going to become a little bit obsessed with one thing that maybe you want to tweak. Self-love definitely has its place, but sometimes what we really need to do is step outside of ourselves a bit and to connect more deeply with others, with nature, with our passions, and to just be more present in life, in the moment. What I've learned is you don't have to love your body to accept it as it is. You just have to be dedicated to finding joy and fulfillment outside of looking attractive, and also dedicate yourself to learning about the world that you live in. I think that's a really big thing that I really want to put out there. And actually, I'm meant to be saving this, but it's one of my points. I'm now gonna share with you some other quick things that you can do to help you basically self-objectify less, to help you move away from hating your body and obsessing over your body so much. But one of them is engage with feminist Instagram accounts, read feminist literature, or watch empowering YouTube videos that help you learn about patriarchy. Women are controlled through diet culture and beauty ideals, and learning about this can help you reclaim your perspective. And knowledge is power. I started to shift how I thought about myself, my body, and my life generally speaking, and my friendships, and the guys I was dating, when I started engaging with social media feminism. It was very basic to begin with, but hey, that's kind of what we need as beginners. So yeah, consume feminist media because it really helps you feel motivated to advocate for yourself and to revamp your mindset. My other thing that I want to encourage you to do is stop criticizing other women's bodies. If you spend a lot of time judging people, maybe with your partner, with your friend, with your family, you need to realize that all this negativity that you build up ends up getting redirected your way. If you're going to have an opinion that you're going to literally say out loud to another human being, make it a kind opinion. Fill your mind with kind thoughts so you can then benefit from that positive momentum you've got going on in your head. I know it can be challenging because sometimes we do just get these nasty thoughts come up in our head where we judge others, and in our heads we think, oh, why is she wearing that? Sometimes negative thoughts just do come up. I don't blame you. We live in a society that is constantly churning out nasty comments about women. We've been brought up in a world that is so willing to put women down through criticizing their appearance. So it's okay if you occasionally get a nasty thought. It's not your deep belief. So don't say it out loud. Just literally visualize yourself letting go of that judgmental thought and maybe try and reframe it in your head. Try and find something nice to say. Sometimes I get really nasty judgmental thoughts come up in my head, but I've got really good at not using them to make a conversation with other people. I don't want to bond with people based on being nasty. I want to connect with people because we have shared interests and passions. My second to last bit of advice is to see your body as a powerful vessel that gets you from A to B. Recognize how it lets you move through the world. You've made all your memories because you've had this body to exist in, to navigate the world in. You've experienced pleasure and enjoyed delicious foods thanks to your body. You've gone for a walk with your dog thanks to your body. Your body allows you to live and fully experience life. And life is so short. So yeah, I just don't want to spend it fighting the very body that allows me to live in the first place. Finally, I just want to put it out there, and I know this deep in my bones. If I feel good, I look good. People pick up on that energy, that confident energy. Some people don't. Some people literally just think, she's attractive, she's not. But some people are perceptive to energy and they are attracted to people based upon what they're putting out there, their personality, the way they hold themselves. And those are the kind of people I want to attract and be friends with. People that are perceptive. When I feel good, I walk with a bounce in my step. I hold my head high. And I think that is hot. Confidence is attractive, and it doesn't need to be this really extroverted expression of self. That's not what confidence is to me. Confidence is just being present, not being in your head, not being really defensive. Confidence is being able to actively listen to people, being able to show up as your authentic self. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you there. And I just want to say, by the way, I don't want you to take from this video that not thinking about your body at all is the way to start feeling confident in yourself and to heal. I think sometimes we do really need to have a good vent, have a good reflection on our relationship to ourselves and our bodies. Sometimes we really need to talk to a therapist. So I don't want you to think that this is all about avoiding. It's not about avoidance at all. It's important to open up. But once you've done that and you have a safe space to open up and to continually open up, I also encourage you to make your life rich, to invest in yourself, in your passions, in your friendships, and really build up confidence through these things that are really within your control. It's so much easier to like yourself because you've created a life that you're proud of. than to be proud of yourself because you look a certain way. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow me on Instagram, go ahead. Alessia Sothebyberry, just like this channel. Like this and comment down below. Love having chats with you. Love the community we have. It's such a safe space because of you being kind to each other and to me. Definitely hit the bell notification so you know when I next post, because the next video, if you like this one, you're gonna like the next video. It's a humdinger.